In the last video, we visited the Crazy Horse Memorial and Monument. We rode the unique Iron Mountain Road and topped it off with a visit to Mount Rushmore. In this video, we load up David's bike for an unplanned flight home. And Clay and I ride to Wyoming to see Devil's Tower. All this and more coming up next. Hello everyone, we appreciate you tuning in to the Tallest in Life channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, as many of you have, by all means, welcome back. I'm happy to have with us today, back on the set, my dear wife, Clay. Welcome back, Clay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I must say you're much more lovelier to look at than my brother David. So.
Well, I surely do appreciate that, and I'm glad to be back. Today, we have a short video, and this is us taking a trip into the beautiful state of Wyoming to look at the nation's first monument, the Devil's Tower, right?
Yeah.
And today actually started off with you having to take a trip into the Rapid City Airport.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Dave and I hopped in the truck and drove about an hour to the Rapid City Airport. He had a family emergency back home that had a lot of moving parts, and he felt that he needed to be back there to help coordinate all of that was going on. Now, the good news is, and I know many of you are concerned and will be asking, all is well, everyone is fine, and the emergency's been mitigated. So that's the good news.
So it was pretty emotional that he had to leave early. As a matter of fact, when you guys got to the airport, it was pretty emotional for both of you all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, we only said about 2 words the entire trip to the airport. And then once we got to the drop-off point, we knew if we really started trying to talk and communicate, we just wouldn't be able to do it. So we could even barely say bye to each other and couldn't even really look at each other.
I can imagine.
Right here? Yeah. All right, man. All right, Broham.
Love you.
Well, I love you, man. It's on Mom. You stay in touch with us. All right, boy.
Next time we get back.
Yep. We enjoyed it.
I do too.
All right. And then, of course, after I dropped him off, I took the long ride back.
Yes, yes.
And once I got back to the RV, as Davey was departing Rapid City with Delta, you and I were departing the campground on the Harley.
Right, yeah.
That's right. As Delta was taking off for the friendly skies, Clay and I were taking off for some wind therapy. Destination, Devil's Tower. It's located in the northeast corner of the great state of Wyoming. As we travel through the campground, it'll take us about an hour and a half to actually reach the monument. And as we rode west on I-90, things seemed to slow down. As we got closer to the Wyoming state line, I began to reflect on a childhood dream of riding a great stallion in a full gallop across the plains of Wyoming, just like I'd seen in the Western movies. But today, the only horse I'll be riding through Wyoming on is the old Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Clay and I were excited as we spotted the Wyoming state line, known as the Cowboy State, with its bucking bronco. There was no traffic, and suddenly the road became like glass. And there we were, rolling toward Devil's Tower. Man, what a special moment. With its wide open spaces, where wild horses still run free, and buffalo roam the land as though no other world exists, and real cowboys still work their herds on horseback as they manage their ranches. For me, there's a fascination about the vastness of these plains, the ruggedness of the mountains, the uncertainty of the horizon, and the clearness of the air. The brilliance of the sunshine that holds those who live here and that draws those who visit back and back yet again. Some of the residents here describe Wyoming as a small town with long streets. Now, I understand those that live here think nothing at all of traveling over 100 miles just to see a neighbor. While it's the 10th largest in terms of surface area, it has the lowest recorded population of any state in the Union. It's a very sparsely populated state as well, with an average of less than 6 people per square mile. The only other state with less per square mile is Alaska. And now our first glimpse at this natural wonder called Devil's Tower, off in a distance. But before we get there, we get to enjoy a few more miles of beautiful landscape and road. Our last turn before we arrive at the entrance of the national park. Oh, and be prepared to wait in long lines at the entrance, due to the park only have one gate to enter. And I understand it's not just during the motorcycle rally, but this is the norm. Once at the gate, the fee for an automobile is $25, $20 for a motorcycle. As we enter the national park, we get a good look at this otherworldly presence. With over 400,000 visitors per year, and from what I hear, more than a few are drawn to this tower because of its association with extraterrestrial and UFOs. In fact, Devil's Tower's most famous visitor was an alien spaceship that landed on the summit in the grand finale of the sci-fi blockbuster Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The national park itself is over 1,300 acres. There are several campgrounds in the area, including a first come, first serve campground here inside the national park. As we made our way to the closed Welcome Center, we were able to find a good parking spot.
So we're here at the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. This structure is over 1,200 feet high. It was designated as one of America's first national monuments by President Theodore Roosevelt in 1906. So we're gonna walk around and have a look. As a matter of fact, right now, there are some climbers on there. I know you guys can't see it because we can barely see it, but there are about 8 climbers up there in the crooks and crevices of this. Amazing.
Devil's Tower rises above the surrounding grassland and the ponderosa pine forest like a rocky sentinel. Geologists have studied this formation since the late 1800s, and today they still have various opinions as to how it was actually formed. They do agree that it is made of an igneous rock, which means it was solidified from lava or magma. Experts say the tower was formed some 50 million years ago and was actually 1 to 2 miles below the Earth's surface back then. Somewhere between 5 and 10 million years ago, the erosive forces began to expose the tower. They're saying that the tower itself is slowly being eroded. The evidence of the process is seen in the large boulder field and the broken columns at the base of the tower. Today, Devil's Tower remains a place of scientific study and public wonderment. As we walked around the base of the mountain, we observed signs regarding prayer cloths. Those are small colored bundles of cloth that are often seen around the base of the tower and are sacred offerings left by American Indian tribes, for the tower is a cultural and a religious focal point for many tribes in the area. We spent several hours at this national monument, took all the pictures you could ever want for a keepsake. And as we departed, we actually grabbed a lunch at the cafe over at the KOA campground, and we visited the Devil's Tower Trading Post. We didn't get any video inside of the store, but if you make the trip out here, I'd recommend you stopping by. And after leaving the tower, well, we enjoyed more of the beautiful plains of Wyoming. and later we crossed back into South Dakota. Be sure and join us in our next episode as we visit the city of Sturgis and watch this sleepy little town become a motorcycle mecca. All that and more next time.
So man, that was a beautiful ride to Wyoming.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
So that's going to do it for this video. If you liked the video, please be sure and smash that like button.
Yep, and if you want to see more content in the future, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you'll be notified next time we upload the video. So again, thanks for watching. Until next time, be well and stay safe.